Hello, friend. It's so good to see you. It's Lynn here. Welcome back. This is as I mentioned in the last video that I would fly to the U.S. and here I am in the United States. It's such a long flight. I have to tell you, from Vietnam to Ho Chi Minh City, from Vietnam to the United States. It was very tiring, and right after my travel, right after the flight, I had to move to a new apartment, and here I am in my very new home, new apartment. And I right now I am filming you. You can see behind me is my living room, and I am sitting in my kitchen. So I love the space. I feel so grateful for being able to find this apartment, which a decent price, not too expensive. And being a grad students do not earn a lot, but I figured it out. So this is affordable. If one day I hope that I can do a tour, but I don't know if I would like to do that because my house will be very simple. I do not do a lot of tons of decorations, and my roommate is kind of like simple person, so she doesn't want to have so many stuff or in the house or to get her feel overwhelmed with stuff. So my house is pretty simple, basic things, just have basic things, and that's it. Anyway, come back to what I would like to share with you today is that I want to share with you how I feel when I come back to the US for not the first time, but I would say that I have been traveled back and forth a few times already. But with this time, it feels slightly different because I feel like coming back to a place that I already know pretty well. I feel close to me. I feel like I'm coming back home. So I appreciate that a lot. After a long journey of traveling, full of travels, I first came to US in the 2014. I studied a few years. I came back to Vietnam. I came back again, and back and forth like that. And at some point for the last, I would say 7 to 9 years, I have never had a feeling that I belong to some place because of the constant travel and because of my status as being an international student. I would say it's kind of hard for me to feel like home being in the US. But this time, I feel very different. I don't know how to describe it exactly how I feel, but what I'm trying to say here is that it made me think of how it challenged me to think about what does it mean to feel belonged, or how can I find somewhere I belong to. That's always my constant question I have for years since I first started as an international student in the US back in 2014. So for the past 9 years, I always ask myself, where do I belong? Where do I feel like home? And it's not easy to answer for sure because it took me like 9 years. There's a lot of events that happen. There's a lot of people that I meet. People come and go, success, failures. I think that to this point, I experienced quite a lot, and I don't know. I don't know if how do you feel like? Have you ever struggled finding some place that you feel belong to, or even someone you feel belong to? It doesn't have to be a place. But for me, I have always yearned to find a place where I feel like home. And at this point, after a lot of things happening, and after 2 month break, my summer, I have a time to do some reflection, and I realized that home is where my heart is, and where I truly find belong is myself. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just, huh, so I feel kind of weird to say that, but that's my realization that home is you, like home is me. For the past 9 years, a lot of travel, but I travel with myself, and I feel like I always look outside to find a certain place for me to fit in, to belong, without knowing that I myself right here is also my own very own house, own home. And it's just the reflection helps me to realize what would make me feel like home. It doesn't matter this apartment or my previous apartment or the US or Vietnam. So I what I'm trying to say is that simply actually it's got me a little bit emotional when I'm talking about like I feel belong to myself, because it took me so much, like so long to just to say that out loud and say it in a way, in a very genuine way, that I truly feel like I don't have to look out somewhere or look for somewhere to find where I feel belonged. But truly, this is home is right here. Home is me. Home is right here in this body, in this soul, in this mind. This is my home, and wherever I go, I make it feel like home, because I make sure that I'm in charge. I make sure that I make myself feel happy. I make sure that I carry this happy vibe everywhere I go to with when interact with people. So it not necessarily means that I have to have a place where I feel belong, but it's more about I come back and I go within kind of thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but I try to like go deeper inside myself to explore this place, and this is the place that where I feel belong the most. And instead of like going out for and seeking outside places, other people from the outside to give me a lot of improvements, not improvement, like approvals, reassurance. I slowly I try to learn to know about myself more, to build myself, to make sure that I feel I understand that I am complete as the way I am, as who I am, and for being my own home. I have to be responsible for that too, and it's such a nice responsibility, right? I don't know if that makes sense when you say responsibility, but you have to say it nice, because a lot of people do not. Maybe some people, for me, when I hear the word responsibility, it's like it's not very positive. But I think being in charge of your own happiness, being in charge of your own sense of belonging is very important when you take that responsibility and come back, go and search within myself. It's truly one of the most amazing realizations I have after the break. So I know that I am kind of like pretty lengthy today and doesn't make a very straight point, but I feel like making this video is very, especially when you're talking about belonging, it's like a near and dear to my heart. So such a topic, that's such an important topic to me, and it made me kind of emotional. And I think that I will have more updates in the next videos, and I hope to see you then. And before I leave, I just want to say thank you for stopping by and listening to me. This is very important, and I am very pleased to have like reading comments, a few comments, not a lot, but a few comments that give me motivation to keep going. So thank you those who left the comments in the comment section, and even for those who showing support by liking it. It means a lot to me, and I would love to continue, and I would love to see you back. And if you have anything that you would like to share about your PhD journey, or even your academy journey, feel free to leave your comments and how you feel, and what's going on with your life. I would love to know. So for now, as always, Lindsay's here, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a joyful moment. Bye.